Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Well, it's another solo pod today, unfortunately, but Andy will be back with us next week. Well, Game Week 24 has finally finished, and it finished with a bang. What a Merseyside derby we had. We'll talk all things Game Week 24. We're going to talk striker injuries and what effects they have on our teams, and we're going to preview 25. Let's go. Well, welcome everybody. Yes, it is another solo pod. Andy has dialed in his efforts this week, so we will hear from him a bit later. But let's jump straight into it. Game week 24, what a high-scoring game week this was. Loads of points in the hundreds, and we knew that going into this final game. And then what a game to finish off. We've seen so much from this game week. The Merseyside derby looked like it was going to go Liverpool's way, and then Tarkowski comes in right at the end and takes some points off those Liverpool defenders. And then 3 red cards to end it all off, with Doucouré and Jones getting second yellows and reds, and Arnie Slot picking up a red card for something said to the referee. Don't worry though, that red card for Slot is not going to impact if you've played the assistant manager chip. He's still going to pick up his points next week, and even though he might not be on the touchline, it doesn't change anything. And no negative points this week. Benefit of it being a manager and not a player, hey? Trent didn't start the game, which was disappointing for me. I think that's as a bit of a blessing in disguise. Coming on in the 60th minute, he still picks up 1 point, no negative points for 2 goals conceded. So that's points added, not points taken away. So that has helped. That's helped me. Salah scoring again. It's good if you had him captained. Triple captain. Oh, what a triple captain week this would have been. I think that assistant manager chip has really thrown us for a loop in regards to the triple captain. It's disappointing that we didn't play our triple captains on Salah, but I still think it's probably a good decision. Like, I don't know if we're going to get a better opportunity to assistant manager chip this year. And with Liverpool's two fixtures this week, and then a chance to jump on a differential manager the third week, are we going to get a better opportunity? Who knows? I'm going to go with no. So thinking that, there's more doubles to come. There's more opportunities for that triple captain. Yeah, it's like 70 points that Salah got on 50 points for Haaland. It's been one heck of a triple captain year this year. Very unusual. I'm used to triple captaining my players for 3 points. So, hopefully we can pick up some triple captain points later on. Assistant manager chip's still in play. 2 more weeks to go for that. So fingers crossed that's going to work well in our favour. We've also had some FA Cup results go through this week. Liverpool out, knocked out against Plymouth. That's the shock that keeps on giving, isn't it? Positive news though, that means that Liverpool are not going to blank. So there's no game week 34 blank for them. Unlikely that they're going to get a double now. That needed Spurs to reach the FA Cup semis, but obviously they got knocked out by Aston Villa. So difficult one to swallow for a Liverpool fan. Bit difficult, but it means to focus on the rest of the season, and it does give us some more options for that game week 34 blank. So a bit of a less to negotiate now. So let's get into the review. Like I said, it was a big week. I'll start with my team. So here we are. This is how I set up for the week. So 128 points in total. Great score. Sales with 8, Munoz 11, Trent picked up 7 altogether. Hall with 1 was disappointing. Kulusevski also disappointing with 3. Captain Salah 58 points coming in for the big haul. Palmer with 6 and Bumo 2, Wissa 2, Mateta 13 and Isak with 2. The first time I think this season I've got nothing on the bench. Fabianski 0, Rogers 1, Gabriel 2, Kirk has 1, and the assistant manager chip that I said I played, Arnie Slot picking up 15 points. So good little score for me there. Jumped up 200,000 places, up to about 1.3 million. So yeah, good week for me. And let's hear from Andy and see how he did this week.
What's up, team? It's Andy. No, I'm still not back yet. I'm still on leave, but I am coming to you with my team results for Game Week 24, double Game Week 24, and also what my team looks like for the double Game Week 25. Let's get into it, and I'm sure that Sam has been giving you lots of awesome tips and sharing his team and his results as well. So, first of all, I'll share my screen. What a game week. I cracked 100. I think a lot of people cracked 100 though because of the captain to Salah. So I am sitting on 128 points. So I'm very happy with that. Sells with 8 in goal, Burn with 0. He did play, but he's now injured. And yeah, unfortunately. Kanate with 7, Munoz with 11, Palmer with 6, and Burma with 2, Gordon with 1, also injured, so this could be a bit of a issue. Salah with a captain's armband with 58 points. This would have also been a great week to triple captain Salah. Wood with 17 coming through clutch. Watkins with 1, which was very disappointing because I really thought he would do a lot better against Wolves and play more than 45 minutes. Hopefully his injury isn't too much of an issue then, and he's back for next game week 25, the double game week. And Isaac with 2. So, yeah, a bit of a disappointing result from Newcastle, to be honest. I did play my assistant manager chip and have Arnie Slot at 15 points. And Stolachik with 0, Ahmad with 2, Robinson with 4, and Hoyson with 0. He did play though. So overall, I don't think the league tables have been fully updated yet. I don't think, but I'm sitting on 167,000 total game week rank. So I keep oscillating between 150k and 200k. Not the worst thing in the world if I finish here for the end of the season. I'd be quite happy, to be honest. But obviously, I'll keep trying to climb that.
Whoa, another 128. So as you can see, we've drawn yet again in our little league, which leaves us we're level this week. Andy's still sitting 3 points ahead in our little head-to-head league. So roll on to next week, and we'll see what we can break out there. Hopefully, I can start to pull it back in and jump up and take the lead again. And we're going to jump in now to something I think we should talk about with what's going on with our strikers at the moment. We seem to be losing him so quickly. We already know we had Solanke out till maybe March. Richardson's picked up a new injury. Jesus is out for maybe the season. Evan Nielsen's out. DCL, Antonio, Saka, Johnson, list goes on. And we've got 3 big new ones since the last game week ended. We've got Havertz out for the season. That's no striking options left at Arsenal. Martinelli's out for at least a month. So that's another issue. And Jackson at Chelsea out until April. There's some big spots now we need to fill. And I know a lot of people are going to have had Jackson in their teams. Martinelli and Havertz are going to be involved. And we would have been looking at them. So what do we do now? Where do we go? I think we've got 2 distinct routes that we can take now. If we're thinking striking options, we're short on options. Where do we go? Who do we pick? Well, I picked up some options for you. Mull them over, have a think. The obvious go-tos are the direct replacement. So you go to City, you pick up Haaland. He's in, he stays in. Forest, look at Chris Wood. How can you look past Chris Wood? He's nailing it this year. Nailing Wood. Anyway, he's on fire. So if you have that, that 7.1 million, I think you just go with Chris Wood, make it nice and easy. And the other one, Jackson being out now, does that bring in Cuckoo in and playing in a striking role? I think we need to wait and see on that. But if he comes in, he's only 5'7". That's probably going to be a good option for us. All those players all play in 29, so there's not going to be any issues. You do have Gakpo at Liverpool would be an option, but he blanks in 29, so I'm not suggesting that. Isak at Newcastle also blanks in 29, so also not a suggestion for me for this one. All the ones I'm giving you have all got games in 29. The other options, cheaper options, you've got Wissa, who's got great fixtures for the next 3, but then they do tail off. I'm going to give you some differentials here. They're not striking options. They are in the midfield, but they could come in. So if we're thinking now we've got no striking options at Arsenal, I'd be looking for players who can fill that role. Like out of position midfielders, we always talk about, they are the ones to go for. So we're looking at Trossard at 6.8, can play up top, can play on the left and on Martinelli's spot. He's probably going to pick up some game time. Not fabulous fixtures coming up, but this Arsenal team just put 5 past Man City, so they can do good stuff. So I'll be looking at there. And then 2 real budget options if you're looking that way. Nwaneri, 4.5 midfielder, and Lewis Skelly, who both got goals in recent weeks and are both going to get some good game time, I would think. So maybe we are looking at one of our midfielders, a 7 million, moving to a 4.5. That might give you the money to then get Haaland in. So I think there's some good options and some good differentials. And this is the time of the year, and these are the decisions that we make where we jump those managers who are not as involved, who aren't watching. They might still have habits on the pitch. They might still be holding a Jackson. And this is where you can really take advantage. Yes, they're going to have less players, but you can really push it by getting those players that are winning those points. So some good options. And then the other option, it's a bit of an early one, but going for Cunha at Wolves. He's Got good fixtures from Game Week 27, so you are jumping on them a bit early. They do have Liverpool this week, but it would save you that transfer later on, and also has a fixture in 29. So some options for you there. I think that the striking thing is really going to become an issue. Is it something that we now choose to go for two up front, or do we stick and go big guns, go Haaland, and drop some money elsewhere? I know a lot of us are still holding Liverpool assets in the defensive line, so Virgil or Trent, and maybe something that's you're looking at moving off as we come up to the blank in 29. There's many options, many ways to go, and it's really going to get exciting from this point on. But what about 25? 25 is coming up. We know we've got a double. We know we've got that extra Liverpool Villa fixture. So we're thinking keeping our Liverpool assets from the double this week, picking up maybe some Aston Villa assets. If you've got Rodgers, I think you hold. If you've got Watkins, I think you hold. Is a bit of a flag on Watkins and his minor injury niggle that he picked up after playing 45 in game week 24. So yet to see, it would be a bit of a gamble to bring him in. I think maybe you do hold him if you have him, but it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, hold your Liverpool assets at least for one more week, and we move forward from there. So my team, I've made one transfer so far. Let me whip it up for you. So obviously we're still going to have Arnie Slot as the manager, and the move that I've made is Kulusevski. I'm done with that Spurs team again. I know I've said it before. I'm saying it again. So Kulusevski is out, and I've brought Dango in. Hopefully, still playing as that out of position striker away at Southampton. That's a good fixture. Hopefully, we're picking up some points. Went for Dango over Semenyo and Kluivert. I think they are the ones that most people will jump on. Like I said, out of position forward, Dango is the one for me. So I'm playing Sells at Fulham, Munoz, Everton, Trent with the double. At the moment, I've got Gabriel playing away at Leicester. It's him or Kirkes, and I'm really not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to go. I think just with the fact that how Arsenal played against City, that's why I've got Gabriel in there for now. I've got Dango, Captain Salah with the double, Palmer and Bumo, and Rodgers with the double, Ipswich and Liverpool both at home. I'm playing Isak away at Man City because we've seen what teams can do against City. I'm playing Mateta at home to Everton, which could be a good game there going in there now. Arnie Slot with the double. Fabianski on the bench. He's got Brentford at home. Kirkes, Wissa, and Hall. So that's my team setup. I'm not making any more changes as of yet. I don't think I really need to, and I'm kind of holding off just to see what is going to eventuate, because I might need some transfers for that 29. It's a bit easier with the players going in, but we know that Newcastle blank, we know that Liverpool blank, we know that Villa blank, and I've got a few from those teams. So I just need to keep my chances on my sleeve. But let's check in with Andy and see his plans for 25.
With game week 25, we have Sells in goal, Hoyson at the back against Southampton. Kanata, he's got another double game week. I'm playing him again. Munoz against Everton at home, playing him. Palmer, he hasn't been great, but I'm going to play him. I don't really have much choice. Burmo. Now, I did already ship out Gordon for Kluivert because of that Southampton game. I actually was torn between going Semenyo, Kluivert, or Odango, but I ended up going with Kluivert. He's been the best scorer so far for them. Will that continue? We will see. I'm not against making another transfer and bringing in another Bournemouth player, but being 3 Bournemouth, here's the thing. If they do well, they'll do well, but if they don't do well, you're literally having 3 eggs in one basket that doesn't do well. And then they've been doing good, but they're not a Liverpool, right? Captaincy armband on Salah again. Wood at the front. Watkins, I've kept. Double game week. I hope he plays, and Isak against Man City. On the bench, I've got Stolicic, Ahmad, Robinson, and Byrne, and playing Slot as the assistant manager again. So you do realize that you might have realized I've actually made one transfer, and I actually think I've bungled my transfer. So I made this transfer before the double game week 25 was announced, and I made this transfer to catch a price rise, which in retrospect, I didn't need to do it. I've got enough cash in the bank. I should have waited, because on the announcement of double game week 25, I actually sold Rodgers instead of Ahmad. Rookie error, because Rodgers has the double game week. Is that going to come and bite me on the bum? Yeah, possibly, because if Watkins doesn't play, Rogers is going to do quite well, I think. And if Watkins does play, normally him and Rogers are normally one goal each, one assist each. So do I take a -4 to bring Rogers back in for Ahmad? Maybe, but who do I really bench though? That's a problem. Would I bench Palmer for Rogers? No. Would I bench Mbermo against West Ham? Maybe it maybe might be Mbermo for Rogers, with a double game week. But benching Mbermo against West Ham doesn't feel right. Clivert? No, I wouldn't bench him either against Southampton. I brought him in for the Southampton fixture. I wouldn't bench Salah, wouldn't bench Wood, I wouldn't bench Watkins, maybe benching Isaac, but that just feels quite strange because Man City have been conceding. So, yeah, even if I did have Rodgers, I don't know who I'd be benching in this situation anyway. So that's the only thing which is making me hold fire right now. Um, I've made one game week transfer. I've got 3.7 in the bank, which is not enough to bring in Haaland for Watkins without doing a bit of surgery elsewhere. But we're not necessarily uh, in a rush to get Haaland back right now. Although he did score twice against Real Madrid, which is good to see. So Man City players are definitely on my watch list to bring in because of this double game week. I believe there will be some blanks in 29. So that's just something to keep in mind.
So now you've seen Andy's moves. Like you said, maybe he moved a bit quick on that one, getting out Rogers. But only time will tell. Are we expecting too much from the double for Villa or for Liverpool? We probably weren't expecting as much of a haul from Salah this week for the double, but there it is. We've managed to get a massive haul from Salah if you picked him up. So definitely, it was worthwhile picking up those options. But I think all things going forward, I think we've both got good teams for the next few game weeks. This is kind of where I would hope that my strategy of knowing the Premier League, knowing the players, and how teams go, could maybe push me up the rankings and start getting some wins over Andy, who's very much a finance and a transfers manager. As he said, he doesn't know much about the league. So that'd be interesting going forward. Both now played assistant manager, and he's played the triple captain, and I'm yet to play any other chips other than that first wild card, which we know we've got the second one now available too. So yeah, interesting going forward. That's probably about all from us this week. Hopefully next week we'll be back to kind of a normal pod. We'll have a side by side, having a bit more of a chat and less being talked at. So hopefully you join us again next week. Please don't forget, it's an early deadline this week. If you're here in Australia with us, it's going to be like a 4 a.m. Saturday. So make sure you get teams in. And if you're listening from elsewhere in the world, make sure you get those teams sorted because you do have a Friday night game. Fingers crossed. Good luck to everyone. I hope to see you back here next week. Thank you for joining me on Two Friends Talking Shit about FPL. Good luck. See you later.
Sam, best of luck this week. Anyway, I'm sure Sam would have gone through our head-to-head results. I'm still number one in our mini league. We drew in the head-to-head. We've drawn so many times, which probably shows us how similar our teams are, which is probably not good. But we do have differences here and there, though. And to everyone watching at home, best of luck to you too. Peace. We'll see you back in the studio. My studio.